Rainy afternoon. I put on a black fishnet teddy with upside-down crosses over my nude body. Removed the cherry blossom flower crown from my altar. Put on the serious business Etsy witch hat. Routine spring Sabbath magic was over. This threat required the most powerful and dangerous spell I had ever committed. Well, that's back then. Things changed. The nuclear PTSD arsenal of terror gave me the will, need, and strength to do dark magic. Boy, is that a slippery slope. But once your back is up against the wall, you bite. I swept my witchcraft room with the besom broom, turned it upright in the corner to drive away unwanted company, set tarot cards from the Dame Darcy mermaid deck on my altar. The Hermit, strength. Carved the words solitary healing into a black chime candle. It was the first time I used a black candle, not the last. The loss of innocence is inevitable. The question is only when. My sexual innocence and faith in people, love, goodness, and hope were lost long ago. Now I will lose my magical innocence forevermore. Maleficent loses her fairy wings when Rape goes into exile. She's only a heroine in the recent feminist remake. Traumatic betrayal hardens your heart. To avoid being raped yet again, like Disney's evil queens, I banished this defenseless man from Reno, Nevada, and my father's heart, at the price of my own exile from all human society. Like sobriety, it felt totally worth the cost. I am a mentally ill widow of a domestic partnership, in a rural hick town where I know only extended family. I live outside of society already. I hide inside my house with the rising sun. I'm afraid of getting shot in a hate crime by these Trump-emboldened yokels. I see them buying alcohol at all hours of the day. I see their slot machines at every grocery store, by the pawn shops. I already cower in fear of the doorbell, and fear of guillotines, pitchforks, Pence's queer quarantine feds, the mailman, intrusive neighbors. Ask me why. Why do you live in fear? Given the circumstances? How could I not? What schizoaffective doesn't? If you're not terrified in this apocalypse dystopian hellscape, you must be too drunk to read the news. I'm sorry. I light incense and a white tea light. Lift the candle in my palm to the four directions: north, east, south, and west. Invoke the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Call upon Artemis, virgin goddess of the hunt. Call upon the ghost of my dead domestic partner. Female goddess and ghost, you're into Dianic Wicca. I don't even want to suck any further dick, so the horn god will have to sit this one out. I seal the circle with blessed salt water and incense. Rain pours down outside. I return to the white velvet pillow before the altar. Turn to page 40 of Silver Ravenwolf's Hedwig Spells, Crafts, and Rituals for Natural Magic. Follow the spell formula. Casting spells out of books is akin to algebra. Ayumiel's which name, the green witchcraft applies me the basic circle casting ritual formula. I then plug whatever spell variable applies into the middle of the equation. Add my own flourishes as needed. Never thought that junior high math class would be so useful. I press my fingertips together like this, and double sign of the horns. Try to relax. It is difficult. I close my eyes, take deep breaths, go to a still point, mentally surround myself with protective white light. I am about to release the dogs of war. Release the Kraken. I hope collateral damage will spare me. A risk I feel I have to take. I light the black candle. Thank you for the peaceful, healing 2 months I've had so far in my house of the rising sun, I say in gratitude. Align myself with spirit. Envision the cherry tree in the backyard lit with blossoms. Focus hard on the secret garden tree I heal beneath. There is one power which is within and without, I say. I call upon Artemis, virgin goddess of the hunt. She set dogs to tear rapacious men limb from limb when they spied her nude bath. May her ferocity protect my celibacy. I call upon the ghost of Kate Jacobson. She drove me home from a party where my ex-boyfriend tried to punch me. Rescued me from that abusive relationship with her healing lesbian love. I invoke Artemis and Katie's female protection from dangerous men. I point at the upraised broom. As I will, so mote it be, I said. I desire, name redacted, I'm not going to name it here, be banished from both Reno, Nevada and my father's heart. This man will never live in my house, on the grounds, or in Reno at all. May my father see this man's needs a lesser priority than my safety. Let, name redacted, be hereby banished. I watched the black candle burn down halfway. The carved wood solitary disappeared into melted wax. I envisioned living alone in this house with a succession of cats, dying alone. A future cat eating my face for weeks before I was found by the rotting smell and piles of mail and packages. Dream life. Better than death by a strange man's hand, or eviction for resistance to rape. Priorities. Overcome with intensity and pain. I weep. Bargaining is one of the phases of grief. In my grief over losing my domestic partner by suicide, leaving Los Angeles, abandoning all faith in humanity, I bargain with goddess and ghost, survive and heal at the price of all future companionship. I know there will be a karmic backlash. The rule of three dictates. I steel myself to accept whatever that is, as worth the price of what I had to do. After witching out hardcore, Twitter is drunks and political arguments at this hour of Saturday night. After that, I need me a little Coven as a palate cleanser. I watch a young Zoe kill zombies with a chainsaw. Francis Conroy as Myrtle Snow is unjustly burned at the stake in episode 5. Burn, witch, burn. I hope that staying out of Coven saves me from that fate. I'm more afraid of the mental illness of writer daters in Asylum than Coven's witchcraft daters. Witchcraft always veers between the reality of books I research in and imaginary schizoaffective play. My dedication to the crafts could be a delusion of my mental illness. I am aware. My student loan forgiveness paperwork is signed by an ex-psychiatrist attesting I am totally and permanently disabled because I hear voices. See things that aren't there. It's true. And do witchcraft with bodily fluid. This also is true and has escalated. Now I use menstrual blood. Pentagrams. Satan. Oopsie. My bad. Or being born a witch, I suppose. Or a woman. Time to witch up. The high road of forgiveness is a luxury, says Myrtle Snow. Forgiveness is the route I prefer. But again, when the back is up against the wall, I bite. Myrtle Snow loves to make grandiose proclamations. Diane von Furstenberg. Sure, bitch. Francis Conroy in this role reminds me of the ex-head of the college writing program when I was an MFA student long ago. An authoritative yet kind elderly woman, with that glam, uneaten old lady style. A beautiful redhead, in charge. I'm sure she dyed her hair. But she was my mentor, in a way, spouting sophisticated, witty phases. But now, Coven has me spooked. I will be up all night feeling restless tonight. I had to turn around so my back wasn't to the door. Nothing new to be scared of now, right now, that I'm aware of. That I'm not constantly at risk of, that is. I process my PTSD exposure therapy by being triggered by American Horror Story. I think of Coven as the safer season, but I'm feeling the fear tonight. Common teaches that if you do enact amateur magic, you can create more problems. Thus, the undead homicidal Kyle. Taste of Farmaja, as Zoe Benson's summoning and banishing of the evil spirit Axeman is noticed by the entire coven. Puts a mark on her back, a target. I better never do anything like what Zoe does in summoning the Axeman. Perhaps I already have. I hope I have not inadvertently done so. Or perhaps we were all fated to be a full haunted mansion. The only way out is through, says Cordelia Good in the Coven finale. The Axeman cometh, episode 6, triggers me, so I write about it. Worst case scenario danger of Ouija boards. Violent evil spirits. Hollywood horror dramatizes my fears so I can face them. I think the what not to do of horror is best listened to here, considering how my John Janae and Grandma Janet's seances went. They told me, don't do any more seances. Even my own grandma. I should just let the dead rest in blissful slumber. I know the dead don't like to be disturbed. The John Janae seance warned me, don't treat the supernatural like a toy or it will not be so kind to you. It is important to have boundaries with witchcraft. I do. Magic works by performing rituals with proper research and intent. Magic also works with other people who believe in it, knowing about it. I did scorched earth black magic recently, and since. Magic. I don't want any more negative magic marring this home's peaceful vibe. Back then. I don't think there's ghosts in my house tonight any more or less than usual. The resounding silence ensures me nothing human is in the house. The House of the Rising Sun's magic is healing forgiveness. I try to forgive, oh God, my pilgrim ancestors for doing racist things. They probably judge me just as harshly for my feminist lifestyle choices. Rejecting the Christian heteropatriarchy with no husband or children. My life choices are a result of my time, as theirs, the result of theirs. Their time was different. Other enemies in a different past. Battle lines are always drawn differently as time passes. Family is never the enemy. I am fiercely loyal to my family. But I'm way too scared to commune with spirits tonight. I'd rather there be peace between us. Bad spirits are more powerful than witches. They can stay quietly slumbering in peace. I won't summon, slander, or bother or disturb them. The dead deserve peace and forgiveness. No witchcraft tonight. Oh, Netflix! Healthier to just watch Coven instead. Be scared vicariously, yet safely. By what could happen in a Hollywood fantasy world of limitless opulence and power. I want no more death, or sorrow, or negativity. If not forever, if that's impossible, at least for a while, so I can heal.